Formula 2 returns! Welcome back to FIA Formula 2. After the summer break, it is time to continue this glorious championship right here, right now in 2024. It is round 11 of the season. Isaac Hadjar coming into this round with a 36-point gap. Can Bortoletto, Aaron, stop the Hadjar Express? Time to find out. First of all, 45 minutes of practice, 5.7 kilometers, 3.5 miles, 21 laps for the sprint, and then 30 for the feature race on Sunday. 2 DRS zones, a slightly altered circuit with the surface, and also some adjustments to curves as well. A slightly different Formula 2 grid, but still the same glorious action that we expect around Monza. It is great to have your company as we get Formula 2 back going in 2024, 4 rounds with Isaac Hadjar leading the championship at 36 points as well. The Bortoletto and Aaron, if they want to fight back in this championship, it needs to start right now. It is going to be a critical round of the season. It's always crazy around Monza, and we always see races going down to the wire. Cars out there on the circuit. Virtual safety car is currently out there. Just our usual procedure for beginning Formula 2. But, as I mentioned, we've got a slightly different grid for this one. Now, Franco Colapinto, of course, promoted up to Formula 1. We'll talk all about that in Formula 1. But that means that we had a seat open in Formula 2. And the man who was contending for the Formula 3 Championship, Ollie Goethe, has got his promotion up to the second tier. It'll be exciting to see what he is going to be able to do in the orange MP car, the Red Bull Junior. So keep an eye on him. So we have 3 Red Bull Juniors now on the field. So keep an eye on Ollie Goethe. He's going to be making his way, hopefully, for a seat next year. Antonelli in his home race, FP1 bound later on. Also, along with that, in a few hours' time, we could be saying F1 bound for next year. Virtual safety car test is ending, and Antonelli could be getting a bit of a slipstream when we do get underway. Now, he's not alone. He's not the only driver who is joining us, Ollie Goethe, this weekend in FIA Formula 2. For the next 2 rounds at least, including this one, also Baku next time out, we have got Niels Coulin. So Niels Coulin is joining us in Formula 2. I think it's been probably one of the most controversial drivers coming in to Formula 2 with his talent, never scoring a point, other than Indian XT, which awards points to everyone. So it is AIX doing their typical, signing drivers with a lot of money. His father is the former CEO of Airbnb as well, so yeah.
Hello.
Not really a surprise. Hello, Megan. How are you?
Got a blister on the side of my foot, so I'm not happy.
Oh god. Well, you're going to be interested to hear this. First of all, I'll start off with so we've got a new driver on this grid. We've got Ollie Goethe, first of all, so he's deserving of a seat. But we've got someone who has never scored a point in their life other than Indy NXT, but Indy NXT gives points to everyone.
Right. Why are they on the grid?
Because his father was able to get him a seat, paid driver, because his father was the former CEO of Airbnb.
Who is this driver?
Niels Coulin. Where is he right now on the timing page?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, 15th. So he's racing, and he could be about 4 seconds off the pace mode. Who knows?
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't really know why they even. I'm sure there were some better paid drivers they could have got, even if they wanted a paid driver, because AIX love paid drivers. Antonelli, though, definitely isn't a paid driver. And in a few hours, Megan, it's expected to be announced some point today. We could be seeing F1 bound for next year.
Ah, that's exciting.
Yes.
Exciting day then.
Oh, we've got an interview. Let's hear from René Rosen.
Formula 2, getting into Formula 1, back into Formula 2. They need all the debriefing to be done both in Formula 2 and Formula 1. We try together with Mercedes, as we've done before, with other manufacturers. We try to organize the job in the best way as possible, giving the drivers the chance to analyze both data of Formula 1 and Formula 2. It's a big challenge, the Friday for them, but I'm pretty sure that, like all the other drivers, that they will be able to achieve and manage it in the best way as possible.
Yeah, so Oliver Behrman earlier this year was having Formula 2 practice at this time as usual, then going and doing FP1, then back to Formula 2 qualifying. That's what Antonelli is going to face today for the first time in his career. So he'll be hoping to have a good F2 round this time around at his home race, and then of course have a good FP1 and really impress. But probably it will be announced in the next few hours that he is going to Formula 1. We hope, unless there's been something else late and dramatic that has changed.
I really hope that announcement is made.
Yes, absolutely. We have got one of the Campos cars making their way onto the circuit along with the high-tech of Amri Cordial. A very nice helmet Amri Cordial has for this weekend. Isaac Hadjar in the pit lane, championship leader of course, 165 points, 36 ahead of Gabriel Bortoleto. Hadjar giving a little wave. He's not usually calm.
It's always a Red Bull, isn't it?
It's calm, but this I think you'll get aggressive later on.
Yes, it seems to always be a Red Bull in the championship lead.
Yeah, he could be interesting if he does get to Formula 1. I think everyone will be getting mad at him for getting mad. Because he is a driver who rages a lot on the radio. Quite a bit.
Well, I suppose he can have a mentor in Yuki for calming down.
Yes, absolutely. That would actually be a good idea. Zane Maloney trying to come back in championship contention. So he is the boy from Barbados, who don't know if he'll do another year in F2 if Kick Sauber aren't giving him an opportunity. Seems like Bortoleto, the McLaren Junior, has a bigger chance than Chair or Maloney, who are both part of the program. But Williams, of course, promoting a driver from their program, which is nice to see. This could be the final round for Roman Stanek in Formula 2. Rumoured to go and leave at the end of this season, at the end of this round, and then someone else will be coming in and replacing. Let's hope it's not a paid driver this time around.
You can only cross your fingers for that.
Sparking away for Zane Maloney as he comes over the line, then down the start-finish straight. And Maloney started off well, did the double, the only driver to do that in the opening race of the opening round this season.
Congrats to him.
Yeah. Yes. But unfortunately, it's not been as great ever since then. He's been losing points, not been able to get back to the top step.
You win some, you lose most.
Yeah, absolutely. But he'll be looking to come back on form, but he'll need some crazy bad luck for Hadjar, Bortoleto. Aaron he's still close to, so he can still fight with Aaron. He'll need some bad luck from the drivers. Edward Piastri, because it's Formula 2, and some drivers do get mecha-chromed in this category.
At this track, bad luck is almost certain.
Absolutely. And also drivers hitting each other, drivers ramming each other, all sorts. Because we usually see everything. And especially, we've got probably the worst driver we've seen in Formula 2 history on the circuit. So there is the chance. Dirksen though has done well, even though many people weren't expecting him to this season. He's done absolutely incredibly well, as we see Bortoleto going quickest of all in the middle part of the lap, the McLaren Junior. Of course, rumoured to be with Kick Sauber for next year, along with a few others. So that would be interesting. Hulkenberg probably heading to that team. They might put Bortoleto alongside Hulkenberg. Right, laps coming over the line. Zane Maloney comes from all 1 minute 35.440. Bortoleto will be coming across the line soon as well. And so will F1 bound Oliver Behrman, the driver currently in second position on the timing page, but we're still waiting for the driver to come across the line. So Aaron moving up to second, then it's Antonelli, then it's Miata, now it's Bortoletto in P2, and here comes Oliver Behrman getting a good tow from the trident of Richard Rashaw, and Oliver Behrman goes quickest of all, and he's a driver who's not had a good season at all in Formula 2, but he's lucky with his F1 practice that he was able to get.
Yeah,
His F1 race that he was able to get in Jeddah, and along with all his practice sessions, he's done well. So his F2 season isn't being looked at too much.
honestly, I find it hilarious that Behrman wasn't doing well in F2, but in F1, not only managed to get driver of the day, but he also managed to get points, and seems to actually do better there. In a Ferrari, no less.
Yes, absolutely wild to see. O'Sullivan going to the top of the timing sheet. Victor Martin's coming into this weekend saying that he wants to go a little bit, well, he wants to challenge at the front of the field, unlike most of this season so far. He was a winner, of course, in Spain. Here is Ollie Goethe down to the Rettifilia chicane.
Just went
Of
off.
course, making his debut, and yep, went off through the runoff. Now, tyre wear could be a bit more of an issue this weekend, of course, due to the new tarmac. That could be very interesting, as Antonelli also going off there as well,
Just
down
increases.
towards turn number 1. But yeah,
increases
tyre wear
track
could be an issue across all
pressure.
categories, Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1. We could see something different with the strategies. Usually, it would be a bit more easy on the tyre. We've got hotter temperatures, we've got a new tarmac as well, and Kush maybe running a little wide through the Sky chicane, but keeping it off.
A lot of them seem to be going off this new tarmac very quickly.
Yeah, in these 45 minutes of practice, you've got to find the limits. After this, every single session from here, you can score points from qualifying onwards. So this is the only bit of practice you get where you cannot afford to bin it into the wall. You cannot afford to crash. You cannot afford to do any of that. You still got to keep it on the road, but you can check where the limits are, because qualifying is going to be so close. That's always very critical. Now, Formula 3, Megan, which is what we're covering later on, me and you. That's two-part qualifying, Monaco style. Formula 2, though, luckily, is still 30 minutes. It's still the usual normal session as well. So how Formula 3 qualifying will work is they qualify in rows. So they fight for rows.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
indeed.
nice for them.
It's all a bit confusing, but it'll definitely be making sense later on in the session when
You'll probably see a very confused me.
lap still. Absolutely. Lap still coming on the board though. Goethe still pushing on after seeing some of those replays. Goethe very good in Formula 3 lately as well. He made his debut in 2022. I remember his debut where he started on pole position. He didn't start on the grid, it was a rolling start, as Aaron's lap will be reinstated. The driver third in the championship now, so his lap will be reinstated. Won't make a difference for him. He's still pushing on. It might promote him a little bit up on the timing pages. Well, he's still in 15th, so I don't think it made a difference. It seems like they put one of his out laps back. So yes, I guess he'll appreciate it. I guess.
Maybe they just felt
Goethe
bad for him.
over the line.
It's like, oh, you're in
Goethe.
15. We're sorry we took this away from you. It didn't do anything for you, but still.
Yep. Antonelli going to 5th. Bortoletto demoting him down as he goes to 4th as well. Richard Rashaw in what probably will be his in his final season of Formula 2. He is moving up to P1. Juan Manuel Correa going up to now 8th. Crawford going ahead. So is Amory Cordial. Stanek still in the pit lane. I wonder if Roman Stanek's got an issue. We already looked at his car earlier. He was sitting in the pit lane. He's still sitting in the pit lane. So possibly an issue for Roman Stanek in what could be his final round, because he's so frustrated. Well, this won't help.
Do you know what I'm noticing?
What?
Sector 1 seems to be the bigger issue. I don't know why.
Well, they've widened the Rettifilia chicane to allow cars to go side by side more easily, and also reduce the risk of contact. That is a little bit more wider, so we'll see how that works out in the racing sessions. Right now, though, it is all normal as Martins comes over the line to 6th. Fittipaldi with an improvement in 4th. Enzo Fittipaldi, a brilliant winner from earlier this season in Jeddah. And the rear wings, due to it being Monza, and due to the spec that they have for Monza, the rear wings do look a little bit different for this weekend as well. Kind of what we saw earlier this season from Oliver Behrman. Isaac Hadja on the circuit, no time so far, so he's going out a little bit later compared to the rest. He's a driver who's done well around the circuit previously, other than his crash in Monza, where he lost the title. But he was a driver who contended for the title in Formula 3. And what we expected last year in Formula 2, he's doing this year in Formula 2. Lots of expectation from his 2022 F3 season. He wasn't able to live up to them in 2023. He was given another chance. Lots were sacked from the Red Bull Academy. He wasn't one of them, because Helmut Marko absolutely loves him. So he was given a chance. He's now making the most of it still. So he's performing as Antonelli gets a lap time deleted. Hadja, they're performing, and I think we could see him in F1 if he does win this championship. He is going to give V-Carb a headache. Liam Lawson's still waiting on the sidelines as well.
Well, I think there might be enough spots that may end up opening up, so there could be a possibility that maybe even next year. But definitely in the next 2 years, I think we could see them in F1.
With Colapinto now, I'll dive into a bit more after this interview first of all. Let's hear from Isaac Hadja.
Races going on, 5 races in 6 weeks, so it was quite tiring. So yeah, we needed that rest, and yeah, I made the most of it. Spent some time with my close ones, and yeah, I actually got to go to Japan for nearly 2 weeks, then back in south of France, and from last week already I am back to it. I was on the sim with V-Carb for Zandvoort, so yeah, I'm already up to speed and ready to go again.
2 weeks in Japan.
Well, I guess he's already been on the sim last week at Zandvoort helping V-Carb. Now he's back with his Formula 2 season continuing that. Now with Colapinto, of course, we had a lot of rumours going around. It could be Lawson, it could be Schumacher. Now the Lawson situation, he of course has links with, he's of course part of the Red Bull team. Maloney goes for to let do that. But with, if Perez didn't perform in the next 2 races, they didn't sack Perez after the summer break. If he didn't perform in the next 2 races, they'd probably have some seats open. They'd probably get rid of Perez, they would need to promote someone to the Red Bull seat, and there would be a seat open. Then, if they've given Lawson to Williams for the season, then that becomes an issue. Who else do they put in? So they decided to keep Liam Lawson on the sidelines for now, not give him to Williams in case that they need a seat. So they are looking at the possibility of that possibly happening. So absolutely there is the chance that Hadja could be in contention for a seat very soon in Formula 1. And after Liam Lawson, he'd probably be the next one. He's delivering right now in Formula 2. Championship leader, probably on his way for the championship unless he gets some unless he gets hit with some serious bad luck this weekend. 4 rounds still to go, anything can happen, but he's got a 36-point advantage, which in Formula 2 is quite big, as O'Sullivan now goes to the top with Fittipaldi in 4th.
Do you know, the thing about Liam Lawson being like kept from that Williams seat is the fact that I think he would look real. I think he. Oh, replay. Crawford going off. Good save.
Yep.
I think Lawson would. He just seems to. He gives off Williams energy. It's like you look at him and you think you'd make a good Williams driver. I don't know why.
well, yeah, there is a few drivers we affiliate with teams. He would look good. He would fit in at Williams, but it seems like Red Bull aren't gonna let that happen. Want to keep him in case a seat does open as well. Oliver Barron making his way right now to the Parabolica. That's what we still call it at JBMotorsports. Can't believe they still renamed it when you have 2 Lismos. You have Lismo 1, Lismo 2. Could they not rename any of that?
Apparently no. Apparently they're too attached to those names. I don't know why.
Yeah. Instead they got rid of the Parabolica, even though that's what most people will still call it, including us. Oliver Behrman now pushing on a lap, hoping to bounce back. He was the winner of the feature race 1 year ago around this circuit, and it was a brilliant drive all the way through. There was chaos behind, there was constant safety cars, but he nailed the restarts each time. He delivered absolutely brilliantly. Did the British driver on his way to driving for Haas next season, and then hopefully Ferrari will follow if a seat does open for them. Now another driver too that we definitely need to mention for next year. Arvid Lindblad, he definitely could be one to keep an eye on. He is in the F3 title fight this year. He was 16, recently turned 17 in the summer break, and when he was 16, he's taken 4 wins already in Formula 3. He's equaled the all-time win record. He's of course contending for the championship. Now he's arriving at Monza, 16 points of the championship lead, with everything still to play for. So Lindblad, it could be interesting to keep an eye on him. I think he'll absolutely be in Formula 2 next year. But I think he could be the next Red Bull big star, Antonelli style. I don't know if it will be on Antonelli's level, but I think he could be the next Red Bull star like Max Verstappen, because he's performing very well at 16. He won both races at Silverstone when he'd never driven at that circuit before that weekend. So he's definitely one to keep an eye on for the future, as Maloney goes to the top. Bortoletto now going up to P3.
I agree. It sounds like he does need to have an eye on him. He does seem to give very Max Verstappen vibes when it comes to like how he races. So who knows? We may be currently talking about a future world champion. Who knows?
Yeah, possibly. I think you were watching actually the race. One of the races that he won at Silverstone.
I think I was.
It was on the late Saturday when Joshua wasn't here.
I think
He
I
was
might
having
have
some
been,
Yeah. Alga, quickest of all by 2.5 tenths of a second. He's not the only one now with an orange car. His teammates now got one as well. As of course, it seems like they didn't want to create a Red Bull livery for him, so instead they just gave him the normal MP Motorsport livery, the orange as well. So Hauger making his way through the parabolica. About to come over the line is the Norwegian driver. Hadjar goes to P17. Hauger now about to cut the beam as well, and he's ahead by over 1.5 tenths of a second. So brilliant stuff from Dennis Hauger as these drivers get used to things on this circuit, on this slightly different circuit now. You want to get used to different curves. Where are the limits is the question. As we watch Niels Coulin now. He's 5 seconds off. It seems like he's already starting with being miles off everyone else. There we go.
It seems it. Do you know what? Do you know what Hauger's car reminds me of?
What?
An orange.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh my.
I look at it and I'm thinking, I really want an orange. That's all I could think.
Roman Stanek. Stanek's out on the circuit. In what could be his final practice session in Formula 2 ever. As yes, it seems like so he's got very frustrated. He's leaving. That's what's rumored. By the end of this round.
Everyone seems to be leaving.
And if he's getting frustrated, I mean, this ain't gonna help because he's clearly had some issue to start this session. He's missed out on a lot of running. 22 minutes to go when you have a 45-minute session of Formula 2 practice. So he's already lost a lot of that. He'll just be completing this round, and then we'll be hopefully going to race somewhere else. Sullivan also rumored to be one of the drivers who won't continue next year. Not official, of course. We know Taylor Barnard won't, so we wish him all the best. He's been signed for Formula E. He scored some points there as Villa Gomez's that will be reinstated. But Taylor Barnard scored some points in his Formula E debut, so it seems like he's going very well there. And I think he had similar talent to the likes of Behrman, to the likes of I think he was. He did have the talent for Formula 1, but he's not had the best machinery. And I'm happy that he's going to be able to show some of his talent in Formula E. Sad though that he wasn't given the best chance due to funding. He was struggling to get on this grid. He wasn't meant to be on this grid. Some late funding was able to secure that for Taylor Barnard. And unfortunately, due to funding, it's not been the best for him. Not able to get some of the best seats and able to contend and fight. Is Oliver Behrman okay then?
I don't know. He looks like he's crying. I think he might have something in his eye.
Yes. It does seem like that he does have something in his eye. It seems like he's going to take his helmet off and deal with that.
It's just like, what is in my eye?
I don't think he feels comfortable. But to be fair, I don't think if I was sitting there, I'd feel comfortable at any point. Especially before a race starts.
Sure. I really hope that Formula E is just a better fit and there's more success. It's like, it'd be interesting, I think.
Yep.
A nice addition
Formula
to the
2
grid.
sending. Yeah, Formula 2 is sending people everywhere. Whether it be IndyCar, Formula E, Super Formula, Formula 1 for next year even.
I think they
Royal
have a
Team qualifying.
dartboard and they pick up someone and like, okay, whoever
Yeah.
lands on this one, they just go there. What if it lands off a board? Then we're not giving them a seat.
Isaac Adja about to come over the line. He'll be hoping to race in this F1 paddock for more and more years to come as he goes into 9th. Kush Maini going up to 14th. The driver and team that had a brilliant start to the campaign this year. Out of expectation. Brilliant stuff from Maini. Getting pole, getting disqualified, getting pole again in Jeddah, and contending. Well, he qualified second in Jeddah, was promoted due to Oliver Behrman being promoted to Formula 1 that week. So he was still up there, so he technically got the 2 points of pole and classified on pole there as well. Then contending still at the front in Melbourne. Since then, it's not been a easy time for him. Apparently he's had a bit of a cracked car. It's not been working well. He's had some damaged parts that haven't been repaired. And Duran had this last year as well.
Okay.
And I know you have an interesting joke about Duran.
That
Every time
sounds
you
like
mention it.
sabotage.
It's all due to Mechrochrome. They're not selling the correct parts. And also some parts are less powerful than others. So
This is
It's not
giving me
funny.
very Honda vibes.
yeah, it's not fully equal, unfortunately. And I think this year it's been massively, and I think that's why Antonelli, Behrman, and high quality drivers like them haven't been able to perform. They've not had the best car parts. You just don't know. So it has been a little bit of a lottery, as most people have described it. Still a highly competitive championship. Still, you get your chance to show how good you are. Antonelli did that brilliantly at Silverstone this year, when he dominated the F2 sprint by over 8 seconds in the wet conditions. Very wet conditions at Silverstone. Absolutely dominated. Had many restarts, had everything to deal with, had all chaos behind, but he just kept pulling away and pulled a gap that was massive by Formula 2 standards. So when it is equal, he was able to show his class. Baron also able to pick up a victory earlier this year. And Cordial, well, he's another paid driver. But he's shown up a bit more. I think we have to say, even if he is a paid driver, put in that seat, he has shown up a little bit more throughout this year at the front of the field. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's able to continue that. Oh look, the paid driver's back on the circuit. Niels Kulin.
I must say, it's a nice livery.
Yes, nice livery for AIX. Just if they'd signed some talented drivers. The only talented driver they've signed is Taylor Barnard.
True. And he's leaving.
Yeah. And yes, he's leaving because the team's so bad. If only the team could be as good as this livery, that would be very fun.
Perhaps they
yeah,
put more thought into their liveries.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe we need to take off a little bit of the paint, maybe. Maybe more carbon fiber is what they need.
Maybe they're going the peacock effect. They think, okay, if we're colourful and have a nice livery, we'll get a win. We'll attract a win. It's like, that's not how it works.
Well, Taylor Barnard was able to drive this car to victory in Monaco. But yeah, it was Monaco. He put it on reverse grid pole. He was able to keep it all the way through. Followed closely by Bortoleto, but there just was no way through. Monaco's feature race earlier this year was absolutely phenomenal, though, with the constant overtaking that we had. It was absolutely incredible to see around Monte Carlo with these big cars. So that was great, as Kulin locking up at turn number 1, applying the power, making his way through. And let's hope he's able to keep it together for the rest of this lap with 16 minutes and 35 seconds to go on the clock, as we watch the Dutch driver make his way through the curve grinder, heading down to the Roger chicane now. 8 tenths off in the first sector alone on Dennis Hauger.
Wow. 8 tenths.
Indeed. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't know how bad it would be. It seems like he's already delivering, though,
I would have
with
thought,
many people saying that he'll be way off.
I would have thought perhaps 4 tenths. That seems normal. Let's give him a benefit of doubt and allow him 1 lap to warm up.
Right, okay. Second sector? Oh! Oh my god, right, okay. 2.2 seconds off.
Where did he lose 1.6 seconds?
Oh, well. He's making his way through. I think qualifying will be very interesting. But yeah, I don't think I've laughed at a driver in very long. Like that. As he makes his way through the parabolica now. And we're making his way towards the line. And he'll be coming across the line. And let's see what Niels Cullen can do. He's not last due to Roman Stanek not being able to get out there. 3.5 seconds off. Oh, well, he's improved his time by 1.5 seconds at least. Oh, seriously?
Okay.
Oh, God. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Is this where he lost? Oh, he locked up. Locked up.
Right,
Okay.
okay. Well, we lost 8 tenths in the first sector, so maybe a little bit, maybe a tenth or two through there. But I don't, but what's his reason for losing time in the second and third? Then?
Yeah,
Oh, there
that
isn't.
doesn't explain it.
Oh, God. Anyway, his teammates pushing on. So is Richard Rashaw. As we make our way towards the end of the lap. Well, Jackson, we had probably a similar expectation from him. 19th in FRECA. Skipped Formula 3, straight to Formula 2.
Oh.
But he's a driver who's delivered. Hadjar, championship leader, turn 6, failing to slow down. Failing to follow race director's instructions, driving unnecessarily slowly on racing line. So maybe going a bit too slowly. Instead, Dirksen goes to the top and puts the AIX at the front of the field. Vishal goes to P2.
He's showing his
Niels
teammate
Cullen,
how it's
if you
done.
can get it together, that's what is possible. 3.7 seconds off now.
He's just showing his teammates. See, this is how you go top in a session.
Well, actually, Niels Cullen, I don't think has ever experienced that because he's never scored a point in his life in a series that doesn't give points to everyone.
True.
Not in any championship has he scored a point other than India NXT. None, no support, no feeder series at all. He scored a point. So
This is
there's not really any expectation. But it is Monza, so imagine if he manages to score a point this weekend.
Oh, what's this?
That's Antonelli waiting for the MP of, is that Goethe? Yes, it is. Waiting for the MP of Goethe to go. He can't fully turn because, oh well, my God, they're now blocking the road. So Antonelli's trying to get by. That's Bortoletto who was able to get by, just finding the gap. And actually, so I think Goethe stalled it. Antonelli nearly hit the back. So there we go. Goethe has stalled the car. Okay, so Goethe stalled it. Antonelli's been able to get out and actually get onto the circuit. Or has he? Or is he? Yeah, he's getting pushed back. So he wasn't able to fully get out, unfortunately. So he's now having to be pushed back because he couldn't fully turn without hitting the back of Goethe. So an interesting situation down in the Formula 2 pit lane as usual. Bortoletto able to get out though.
I just saw Antonelli look at the car that just went past longingly, just like, I want to be out there too.
Well, hopefully he'll have a better time in the Mercedes. He's driving the car off George Russell, so they can get full data on their absolutely fastest car, best setup car as well. Crawford will be investigated after the session. Probably won't be anything major. If it is, then we'll of course inform you when we have Formula 2 qualifying later on as well. Maloney down by 700ths of a second on Dirksen as well. That is not Maloney, that's Niels Cullen there on the circuit. TV directors, get it right. There we go, Maloney. Maloney's in the background. There we go, getting it right finally. Crawford in P8. Is Niels Cullen pushing on? That's the only thing I'm interested in. Is he improving on his time? Oh,
Really.
Oh, he is. Hold on. Is he about to go quickest of all? Niels Cullen coming up towards the line?
The
Well,
answer's
Maloney's about to
no.
come across the line as well. There we go, Cullen. Oh, he's increased it. He's improved his time. Still in
Oh,
25.
by how much? 2/10.
3.5 seconds off still. Okay. Maloney second.
2/10, that's improvement. Improvement's improvement.
Well done. Yeah. Great stuff, Niels Cullen. Stanek's still in the pit lane, so he's not going to end the session last. And there's Antonelli and Goethe, both drivers who stalled it. Oh, Antonelli's finally getting back on the circuit in his own race. Now, MP Motorsport can go to work on Goethe. Try fire that car back up.
I think I hear.
They're taking their time.
I think I hear Antonelli saying, I'm free.
Japanese driver Ritono Miyata, Super Formula champion, Super GT champion, all from last year. This year, though, he is getting some experience in Europe. So a perfect opportunity to do that is in Formula 2, and he's gone faster by 7 thousandths of a second to Joshua Dirksen. So they are 1 and 2, two drivers who we haven't seen too much fighting at the front. So it's great to see them at the front right now. But it could be a wild weekend of Formula 2 action in the races. Cordial goes up to P13. I'm just now too focused on Niels Coolen though.
Yeah, I was just
Okay, well-
thinking, just like they have not shown him since that lap, since that fateful lap.
I don't think they're trying to embarrass the championship anymore, which the championship is already not in a good place
see him.
due to drivers leaving left, right, centre due to not being given an equal chance. All sorts going on. Teams probably not happy with not being given equal parts. So yeah, they're not already in a good place. They don't want to make it worse by having this driver on the grid. So I think that, and actually they didn't even show him at the start as well. So. They of course showed Ollie Goethe making his debut. They usually show Coolen as well, but we didn't see much of Coolen at the start. I don't think they wanted to embarrass the championship and bring too much attention to him.
But just like, here, you get one lap of him and that's it.
Oh well. I think they'll have to show him crashing or something maybe in the race. Throughout
Probably.
This weekend, possibly.
I can see
Or
that
hitting
happening.
someone out. If he's near anyone, of course, other than the start.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Fortunato up by over a tenth of a second. Niels Coolen currently is could be pushing on a lap. Hopefully, he is. I'm now just interested in Niels Coolen to see what he's up to. Maloney quickest the wall in the first sector,
Same,
but
I
we're
just
getting
keep-
some proper lap times.
I just keep glancing towards Coolen, just thinking, it's like, how's he doing?
Oh god, right. Fortunato, let's see what he's doing in the second sector up against Ritomo Miata. Was up in the first, still up in the second sector by 0.2 of a second. So the Brazilian driver, Formula 3 champion from last year, trying to be the Formula 2 champion this year. And hopefully get into Formula 1 and maybe win the Formula 1 championship next year in a kick Sauber if he's given the opportunity. But yeah. Aaron also making his way through. He's a driver who definitely needs to bounce back as well as the flying laps come over the line. So Crawford will improve up to P6. Bortoletto is going to be coming over the line. Behrman first of all to the top. Correa goes to P12. And then we have an improvement from Bortoletto now taking P1 away from Oliver Behrman by very nearly 2.5 of a second. Zane Maloney next across the line. The boy from Barbados goes ahead of Bortoletto by 85 thousandths of a second. Where is Paul Aaron? A great start to the season. Not the last 3 rounds he would have wanted. And right now he's in P6 just behind Joshua Dirksen. 2-time winner from this season. Coming over the line very soon. Zach O'Sullivan won the feature race in Monaco in brilliant style. And then it was the shortened race which Spa he was also the winner of. He's 6th right now though at the moment. As we wait for a few more cars to come across the line. Stanek's still in the pit lane. Well, he's most likely to be leaving this championship due to frustration and due to anger. I don't think he'll be happy right now with his car being broken in the only practice session that they get this weekend.
Yeah, that's probably not the wisest decision for them to do.
Fittipaldi, a brilliant winner from Jeddah this year. And that is not brilliant though. Running wide, but he's not been into the wall. What is Coolen doing?
If any of his lot were Vettel, they would have just gone straight through those boards. Just like,
Yeah.
these boards are here for me to go through, not for me to avoid.
Well, we saw that in Formula 3 last year in one of the races where a driver just couldn't be asked. They just kept their foot to the floor all the way through.
Just like, do you know what? No point in me manoeuvring around these.
Yep. So the driver is being lazy. They may as well just do that. Just fully straight line it, and assist all of the other drivers as well. So then you've kind of created a path for all of them as well. So Coolen's still out there on the circuit, getting as much running as he can. Now, last year we had a very dramatic ending to Formula 2 qualifying. Now, the reason why Formula 3 is in 30 minutes, the full qualifying, is due to, of course, these slipstreaming issues that they're having every single circuit, even at tracks like Hungary, where they're all just tucking in, they're all backing off in the last few corners, and we're getting to a ridiculous point where we're going 4 wide, 5 wide in qualifying. And Formula 2 had the same issue last year. I think we could see it once again today, of drivers looking for that toe. We had some contact on the last run in Formula 2 qualifying between Leclerc and Crawford, it was last year. We were both battling at the Parabolica. But we had the situation where it was a whole car park, an absolute whole car park. And Formula 3 has been having it every single round. So that's why they are running the 2 part. Formula 2 still running the 1 part, meaning that we could get more of the traffic jams at the Parabolica, and even Formula 1 managed it with 10 cars in 2019.
Oh, I
So
kind of
these,
hope that there's a
these
car
Formula
park.
2 drivers, absolutely want this slipstream.
I kind of hope there's a car park now. I think it would be so funny. But as long as it
Well,
doesn't
actually,
interfere with anything.
Yeah, we could see it in Formula 3, but it'll be 15 drivers. So you might see it but a little bit less drivers. Basically half the drivers you're meant to, rather than 30. Last year, we actually saw contact for Formula 3 on the outlap in qualifying. That's how ridiculous it got. We had a car spinning off, there was contact, and the crashing already started in qualifying. So that is why they are not doing that idea once again. Hopefully it's a bit more calmer with 15 cars, but yeah, we can get a bit more of the traffic jam fun as well. Behrman, they're bringing it to the end of the lap. The Ferrari Academy man, of course, going to Haas for next year, hoping for a promotion if he can perform in Haas. Oliver Behrman making his way to the line, and he'll be followed closely with the Dams car as well. So Behrman coming across the line still in third. Rapaldi finding the improvement. Maloney improving his advantage at the front of the field. Marty getting these slipstream up to P10. Victor Martins, the Alpine Junior, about to come over the line, hoping to contend at the front this weekend. Martins goes to 4th position with Isaac Hadjar in 9th. O'Sullivan up to 2nd. Now Hadjar, this is a little bit unlike what we've seen from Isaac Hadjar. He did say that he's focused and he's fully back into it, but is he really? Usually he's topping practices and being nearly mostly at the front at this point of the session. So is he on the back foot this weekend? Possibly. That could be interesting to see. Is Kushmani not going to be asked to make the first chicane? Yes, he's just going to cut over it.
His car reminds me of a banana.
Yes. It was fun seeing this livery released when we've had so much, because when this livery was released, it was in the middle of all the F1 liveries being released, meaning that we were getting a lot of carbon fiber liveries, of course. And have you seen Ferrari's suit for this weekend?
No. Oh wait, maybe.
Yes, the carbon
Yeah.
fiber inspired.
Yeah,
Then
I've
they've also
seen a video of
Yeah.
Leclerc and Carlos just talking about it. Funnily enough, Carlos Sainz's birthday is on race day, so I'm rooting for Carlos Sainz.
Yep, hopefully he will be able to do well. Paul Toletto making his way out of the Parabolica now, looking up towards the line will the Brazilian driver as he tries to fight back in this championship. He moves up to 2nd position for now. Hauger still pushing on. Hauger looking very good at the moment as well. Kimi Antonelli, Hauger getting blocked a little bit, but Kimi Antonelli right now. Yellow flags are out. Hold on a minute. I'll get onto that in a second because yellow flags are out and we've got a huge traffic jam. A huge traffic jam. Cars out of the way. We do have a lot of cars currently in that 3rd part of the lap. We're trying to work out where the yellow flags are out though.
Sector 2.
Sector 2 somewhere. Yellow flags have come out in this session. Dennis Hauger about to come across the line. He doesn't improve his time. He stays in 8th position, does the Norwegian driver who has gone off. In the 2nd sector is the question, and that is the Trident. Is that Roman Stanek? That is pulled off. He was having issues. It is Roman Stanek, and his luck does not get any better. The red flag is out in this session. Stanek's luck won't get any better. He Trident thought they fixed it. They told him to go on the circuit, and he's come to a halt. So clearly not fixed.
Oh my goodness.
Brilliant stuff, Trident. Well, that's the reason why. That is exactly the reason why he is leaving. And also, Richard Washaw, he's been disqualified off a victory twice this season. Because of Trident. Because of Trident not getting their measurements right. Oh, there is the expert team. You're looking at them right now, Meg.
That one just shrugged, saying, what are you going to do? Just like, maybe not keep your driver in for so long. So then he just crashes on his only attempt.
Oh my god. Well, that is this. Well, the only red flag, so they've all done well. Especially to say that they're all testing the limits of this session. So they've all actually done well to keep it on the road. But now they're looking at Vishal's car. Is there an issue on Vishal's car as well? Wouldn't be surprised. It's Trident, I mean, in Formula 2 in 2024. They're debating something down there. It's Maloney, the driver who's topped the session. The session will not be resuming, of course. So Maloney has topped the session. Then it is Bortoletto who is looking to try fight back in the second. There's official confirmation. Confirmation. Then Niels Kulin ending the session 4.1 seconds off, so a little bit better than expected. Ollie Goethe was able to end the session in 17, so he's already getting in the mix as we would expect from him. Talented Formula 3 driver getting his promotion. Well-deserved promotion to Formula 2. I did talk about when he first made his debut. I remember his debut in Formula 3. It was a great performance. Started on pole for the sprint race. It was a wet race. It was in some cool conditions in that race to make your first, to have your first race in Formula 3. So he will definitely be one to keep an eye on. Already performing in Formula 3. Let's see how he does though in Formula 2. Oliver Behrman ending the session in P5. His teammate on his way, getting ready very quickly for FP1. He'll be preparing for that session that is going to be coming up. We're going to have FP, and then we're going to have Formula 2 qualifying once again. With F3 qualifying in between. A reminder as well, if you are looking for MotoGP content this weekend, it is all live on JBMotorsports 2. So if you want to watch any of the MotoGP and bike stuff, we're also doing Moto3 and Moto2 races live as well this weekend. I'm talking you through Porsche Super Cup entirely this weekend for qualifying, which we're happy to see. They were also broadcasting qualifying to you as well. That will be on a bit of a delay, but shouldn't make a difference because most people in the UK, or really everyone in the UK and also some other parts of the world, cannot even watch it live. So, and Porsche Super Cup don't really do a good job of promoting their races and sessions on social media. So make sure you join us for that. It'll probably premiere some point in the evening after we've done F1 qualifying and all of the F1 main weekend action is done. Kushmani ending the session as well, and he will be hoping to build up on practice and hope to return back to where he was at the start of the session. He ended the session in 20th. He'll be hoping to take a step forward. Maloney, a brilliant start to the season, hasn't been good ever since. If he wants to fight back in this championship, what he'll need to do is start performing now. 4 rounds to go. It needs to be perfect from this round onwards. Maloney second in both races at Silverstone. It was a very good weekend there as well. So he needs more of that, more of Bahrain, more of Silverstone, and try and get some momentum. We've had a summer break. It's a good opportunity for all of these 22 in the field to regroup, try fight back, try come back stronger, and end the season on a high. Well, we do have a longer break after Monza and Baku. This is of course Monza. We have Baku later on as well in 2 weeks' time after this. Then we have a way longer break than we do in the summer break for Formula 2, of course. They don't race in the American races, so we return all the way in Qatar on the 29th of November. So there's a huge gap. You have half of September, you have then October, and then you have all of November, and then on the last dates of November, Formula 2 will return. So a big break also coming up as well for them then, but now it's time to see where they all finish the practice session. Zayn Maloney ending up quickest by nearly 1.5 of a second. Then it's Bortoletto, and then Zach O'Sullivan ended in third. Rotoma Miata in P4, looking strong for Rodin. Oliver Behrman in P5. Victor Martins wanting to bounce back this weekend. He ended the session in P6. Dirksen putting the AIX in 7th. Hauger, Hadjar championship leader, looking a bit more weak compared to previous rounds. He'll be hoping to bounce back. Aaron, third in the championship, ending up in 10th. Then Bashaw, Marty, Crawford, Fittipaldi, Villa Gomez, Cordial, Goethe, good debut so far from him. Kimi Antonelli on his way to FP1 for Formula 1, and also probably will be getting his contract extension announced very soon. Then Juan Manuel Correa, Kushmani hoping to bounce back on a little bit of a poor practice session. Niels Kulin in 21st, 4.1 seconds off. Roman Stanek, well, were trying to get his car fixed and sorted. They thought they did. They sent him on the circuit, and it brought the red flag to end the session. Well, Megan, are you still here?
I am.
Well, what's your thoughts on this session and heading into qualifying later on?
I thought it was a very interesting session, and I think that crashing will definitely be inevitable at this track.
Absolutely interesting practice session then, and we're going to have qualifying coming up. Laps at the limit, 2 points to be won for pole position. Will Maloney be able to continue his run into qualifying? You're going to have to join us to find out when Formula 2 returns. Goodbye.